weight on that. I can't pivot on my ankle. I got a little sore in my arm here. Tackle's not holding that block long enough. They know exactly what's going on. Even on the losing team, they really know what's going on. So the military are the athletes. The American people and the politicians are the fans. And we sit back there and kick their butts. You can kick their butts. But the military's going, you can't kick anybody's butt with this offensive line. Okay, we're going to have to get a whole new offensive line here. You might even need a new quarterback. The military knows exactly what's going on. And that's why no one in the military, again, that doesn't mean that when you put a camera, microphone in front of the athlete, we're going to give the best shot. You can win on any game, da-da-da. So the military is going to say all that stuff around the camera. But back amongst the team, they're like, boys, we can't beat them unless we change something. We got to change something. So the military is looking at Russia right now going, as you said, that's a tough nut. We ain't cracking that nut with the nutcracker we got. We got to come up with a new nutcracker before. And they're trying to tell the politicians, don't get ahead of your skis here. Don't get too far ahead because you're writing checks that our body can't cash right now. What we need you to do is tone it down a little bit. And that's why you see both the politicians and the military always say, we are not going to put boots on the ground in Ukraine. That the last thing we want is a direct confrontation with the Russians. But we have this belief that everything American is great and everything Russian is bad. I mean, I read something in the New York Times, an article about how Ukraine is winning artillery supremacy over the Russians. I went, really? Given the fact that the Russians pretty much invented modern artillery-based warfare, how did this happen? They said, well, they've got American systems, the M777, the HIMARS, and they're running around and they're with these few systems and they're just duking and jabbing and boom and killing, boom, 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 boom. And they go, and the Russians got nothing that can touch it. I said, really? The Russians don't have satellite-guided artillery shells. Really? I think they do. I think they have more of them than we do. I think they have systems that are longer range than we are. I think they have rocket systems that are more accurate than the HIMARS. I think that the Ukrainians are doing a good job. Look, I'm never going to take the point away from the Ukrainians. It's like when you play a team, you want to beat them, but if the dude tackles you and hits you hard, you walk up and go, "That's a good hit." That dude can hit. And if you're trying to run an in around and the defensive end blows it away, takes down your guy, you go, "That boy can play. We're gonna run around him. We're not gonna run through him." I mean, you respect the opponent when they do well, and no matter where you stand in this conflict, you have to respect the Ukrainian army. I mean, they are fighting and they are skilled and they have the ability to inflict harm on the Russians. And they are. This isn't a one-sided fight. This is a street fight. It's just the Russians are better at it than the Ukrainians are, but the Ukrainians, give as well. But the reality is that all the equipment we've given Ukraine isn't enough to change the reality on the battlefield, that the Russians are winning. But we can't admit that to the American people. See, because if we said we just spent $50 billion giving the Ukrainians all this equipment and it ain't good enough, and that's the best we got. We don't have anything more. We gave it all to Ukrainians and they're getting beat. Now you want to come back and say, because let me tell you what's going to happen after this election. We got the midterm coming up. Republicans are going to sweep the House. I don't know if they're going to take the Senate or not. That's a coin toss. But they're going to take the House. And in the way the American system of government works, the House controls the purse. They got the money. And so Republicans are going to sweep it. And now Biden, knowing that come January, the Republican Congress is going to go thumbs down on big Ukrainian expenditures, he's going to try and jam a $40 to $60 billion aid package through Congress between November and January. There's going to be a whole bunch of discussion. So the media, because the media is not independent journalism, the media is the mouthpiece of the government. So the New York Times is running stories now about how great this assistance is. Hey, look, all those artillery pieces they gave, supremacy on the battlefield. I don't think so. But you don't want to tell the American people the truth because, God forbid, the American people actually empower themselves with knowledge and information and vote accordingly. You have to lie to the American people and pretend that they're dumb enough to believe the lie. And so you tell them all this equipment we're giving is having a meaningful impact on the battlefield so that when we ask for more, you'll support it. But the truth is, the equipment that we're giving the Ukrainians isn't having a meaningful impact on the battlefield. It's only resulting in deaths of tens of thousands of more Ukrainians, thousands of more Russians. It's a wasted money. It's wasted life. It's a tragedy for all people involved. And it's high time the American people wake up and understand that our money is blood money. That every time we approve a package like this, we're killing husbands, fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers. It should bring tears to American people's eyes.